And we're back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 15, episode 10. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the Cloud9 podcast, we are going to be talking about the 2025 NBA Finals, and we'll also have a conversation regarding, I would imagine like LTA, LEC, LPL, LCK, and the person who's going to do this episode of the Cloud9 podcast with me tonight is actually Warren. So I had a chance to talk to Warren in quite some time. Maybe we might make this a weekly thing on Tuesday around this time to bring back the two original bros. I remember you were my first guy on here after all these many years. After because I had James. Then it was, you remember Kafta? He came into my mind. Remember Kafta? Then we had that white guy from Seattle. Then it was Cole.
Yeah.
And then who was the other guy? It was the other guy from Ohio. Oh my goodness. It's the redneck guy.
Oh
my goodness. You remember him? Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah. And then after that, they all left. Then it was just me, you, and Cole. Then Cole's brain completely fried after that Ocelot post.
Oh, okay.
Remember that?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Good God, man. Like, literally, if you guys remember that story, Carlos was the original CEO of G2, the person who made it with perks and everything. He didn't do anything. All he did was just post a video of him with, like, Andrew Tate and I think his brother Tristan. Did nothing wrong. He literally did nothing wrong. It's literally like, it's the equivalent of, like, if Sophie Rain or any of those E-Thoughts you guys follow just posted a video of them next to, like, Usher or Chris Brown. Literally did nothing wrong. And he got kicked out of the org that he created. Crazy. Makes no sense. And then Sean or Cole, as you guys know him, just fucking crashed out. I was like, dude, I know you don't like this guy. I know Warren is like you, but he didn't do anything. He's getting canceled for no reason other than by guilt by association. Like, I can't let you be like, hey, that's right. No, I don't accept that shit. You know?
I didn't know about that. I mean, you know my stance. Whether you like G2 or Carlos, I think you shouldn't be judged by the people you hang out with. There's a lot of people that hang out with bad people, and there's still good people when they hang around you. So, but I think Me Too was still a thing as well, so that played a factor.
Wasn't it like 2022? It was like 2021, 2022.
2021, because
something like that, yeah.
Like towards this, like it was gonna go into the new year because we were finally it was like the end of 2020-ish.
Oh, you're right, because that's when they had the Flacket Targamas roster, and then Targamas was getting spammed, was like, hey, your CEO just posted a video with Andrew Tate. Yeah, you're right. It was like the end of 2021 after they got rid of Reckless, yeah. And then after that, it was pretty much you had taken off some time to get some life stuff done because you were like, hey, I got to get my life together. And I was like, okay. So Chaz has been with me essentially ever since, and James will pop in here and there, but man, it's crazy, dude. We didn't get a chance to talk last year, but BLG made the finals for Worlds, and what's crazy is, they had a real shot at winning that whole series. Actually, it literally took Faker making actual hero plays to keep them in the series.
No, it wasn't that. If Wei had gotten Skarner one more time, they would have lost. They couldn't for some reason.
Oh, I know what you're saying, yeah.
Because they banned Wei. Wei was so key, and I was like, okay, when they started banning his Skarner, it changed the entire series. Like he couldn't.
Oh, you mean Jun?
No.
Because remember, they had Wei originally. They lost 2 games with Wei, and they put in Jun. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Jun.
Yeah.
Zun and his Skarner. So, but I mean, BLG's now, I think, top esports. I'm still always gonna be a BLG fan because I like top lane and it doesn't get the appreciation. But
yeah, for sure.
Top esports is doing pretty good. I still can keep up with LPL here and there.
Yeah.
I am more. I would say I've become more of an LEC fan. You're gonna laugh. I am now a Karmine. I've been a Karmine Corp since
Okay.
for a while now, because I was like, you know what, I need an actual team. So this is before they won the championship.
Before we get to LEC, I want people to understand, because I know we had said this when BLG was good, but people didn't listen to us. I literally said, if you take out Jun, their whole team dynamic is gonna fall apart, because there's very specific teams where like if you have a certain player there and you take him out and you swap him because you think like, oh, we can get someone better. So that's what BLG did. They got away from RNG.
That's what BDS did, and it didn't work with. Remember, they swapped out
Yeah.
Adam, and look how they've been doing.
Hmm.
They haven't been to
Yeah.
playoff. It's he.
BLG looked just so out of sorts because remember,
Yeah,
Jun never got his credit. So like literally, when people mention, oh, with Wei, the games looked very good and like they look like they're in a honeymoon phase. And I said they're only going to do well with him initially up front because it's a honeymoon phase. When they start having growing pains, that's when we'll see like, okay, is this actually going to be something real? And then when times got a little tough on Wei, they were like, fuck it. Because like I watched their games and I was like, Wei just doesn't fit their team. He's not like it's not like he's a specifically a horrible jungler. It's just like he specifically doesn't fit their team. He literally has a completely fundamentally different way how he looks at the game. People would know that if they watch RNG back in the day. Wei's more of a team fight orientated, like macro heavy style jungler. Jun is more of a skirmish, micro dive.
can carry if he needs
Yeah,
to.
can carry. Yeah, the whole style completely changes. And then the four BLG guys are like, well, I don't know. Like, it's not that I don't believe that they didn't try to make Wei happen in their team. It's just you can't change those habits this late in their career. Ben's not changing. Knight's not changing. The bot lane's not changing.
Ah, Ben's
You know.
Ben's Ben's slowly been playing tanks. Not he still doesn't play it heavily, but he still plays it
Oh yeah, yeah,
more than like say his Sooning days. I think what
yeah,
it came down to was the Skarner being taken off of him, and then Zeus was just bodying Ben. I mean, I like Ben, but you got to call a
yeah.
spade a spade. He
Mhm.
just got bodied by Zeus in the top
That
lane.
jet, yeah, because remember, people forget last year this was before like Fearless and everything, so you could just play like your same champions like every single round if you wanted to.
Right.
Ben was known for his Jax. His Gnar game was very, very good. He had some great Gnar games. His Rumble was getting better as throughout the year, and like I don't know, man. Like, damn, Zeus is just—he's pretty fucking good. I can see why Life just offered him the fucking truck to come over. You know?
I wouldn't be surprised he does like a barrel and he wins another championship with Hanwha. I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, like, and then you know what's crazy when you figure out that T1 Zeus situation was that it basically was like he wanted to stay with even with less money, but he just wanted an extra year on the contract, and they were like, no, and it's like, what? Did you guys seriously throw away the best top ender because he wanted to stay with you? Like, get like what? That's crazy
Yeah,
to
they
me.
won 3 in a row. Like,
Yeah,
I get. I think what they think. I think the thing is that they probably looked at when Faker was out of the roster and was like, well,
you're right. Yeah.
that's what I think they said. Like, okay, well, he's not in the roster. And remember, they were like sub 500, maybe like 48, something like they were just like.
Oh yeah, they look like giga shit without him in there.
So
Yeah.
that's so they what I mean, and honestly, if you don't int in the top lane, who cares what you do on SKT, right? So that's the kind of way I looked at it. But I mean, at least LCK now has Hanwha. Hanwha's doing good. Uh,
It's so
uh
crazy, right? Because remember how I don't know if you were watching LCK as much as I was back in the day, but I remember when Hollow Knight came in,
Hanwha's ass.
forever,
Not
literally
even
until last year,
straight
they
up
were actually,
ass. Except when they went to remember that time when Doran remember Doran was with Chovy when he went to Worlds with Hanwha.
yeah, yeah.
In
Oh,
in the COVID, remember the COVID? The Hanwha
yeah.
paid them that expensive that 1 year. So yeah, Hanwha was complete
All
ass.
people know Hollow Life. They took over Rock's Tiger spot, and it's so cringe when the LCK tries to give them a title. It's like they won it. Oh, they did win in 2016. That's a completely different org. And Hollow Life has basically been. They were like always borderline missing playoffs because back in the day for the LCK, like top 5 made playoffs, like not top 6 for some stupid reason. And then when they allowed top 6 to get in, then they were able to make playoffs. They made Worlds once with Chovy when they had that depth roster with Chovy, but it was essentially Chovy literally going 1v9. And then even in 2023, when they got Zeka, they had that bot lane. It was no Viper was good, but it was Life and Clid and Kingen. Man, that was just an awful team. So poorly constructed. And then it was 2024 when they started ramping up a little bit with Doran and they got Peanut back.
Yeah,
And then
Peanut's been consistent.
yeah.
I wish he like
And then
him.
Genji gave them delight. Genji gave their best support. to their rival. I was like, why did Delight go to Hanwha Life? What?
I, hey man, like if you can save a if you can save a few 100,000 or yen or whatever it is, they'll I guess that they
You're
said
right.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Warren, Michael says Warren
Hey
is my
Michael,
OG goat. Oh my god. Don't
thank
believe
you.
him, Warren. He sucks up to everybody. That's not me. Literally, if you could be a buff, rich, tall, white guy, he'd suck up to you and be like, "You're my goat." Oh my god. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it with the LCK so far. That's what I wanted to just go over. I mean, like T1 just looked. I don't know if people saw their recent two series against Hamo Life and Nongshim. They just look so bad. Like Guma Yusi straight up took his brain and threw that shit in the trash, like that meme of Squidward throwing his brain in the trash. I've actually never seen them play this bad, because you would think like, okay, they lost Zeus, it shouldn't be that bad. Because Doran, if he's just stable, it'll just make their team just not as strong. But it's not even been that way. Like Owner is pretty much carrying their team. Like if Owner doesn't have a good game, they don't really like. Faker's not playing bad, but he's not playing great. Gumayusi, like I mentioned, threw his brain in the fucking trash. That shit ain't there. And Carrier is just trying his best to play with an ADC with no brain.
I mean, they
What can
made
you
a
do?
little. You know what's gonna happen? It's like they're gonna. I have a feeling T1's gonna make MSI because they seem to always ramp up around this time and they busted out, their draft. So, I mean, I'm not saying I have anything against T1, but I never
Yeah,
count them out. And like I said, it's like I'm looking at the roster, I'm looking at like there's like it's at least before you thought about Korea, it was only like Genji, T1. Now you got Hama Life, Nongshim's looking pretty decent. I mean,
yeah.
you got KT, you got 16s before you couldn't even say that. So I think that LCK is gonna be.
Thank
Uh,
God KT's out of the conversation, because KT is yikes. Just
uh,
yikes.
I mean, hey, but I mean, I don't know. I think first, I don't know how I felt about first stand. I thought that was like whatever, but
Oh, what I thought was, it's basically what people have been saying all these many years. You know, people have been saying all these many years. Well, if you just take some of the Western teams and you put them in Law Park and have them play against like the top Korean team, because they wanted that like super, people have this concept of like the whole Super League thing, then that's what first stand would be if like Team Liquid and Karmine Corp and CFO, Top Esports, all played in Law Park. Yeah, Team Liquid would be last because our region stinks. LTA is bad.
I
It's
mean, it's good.
awful.
I mean, to me, Last Stand is basically IM.
You can look at it that way too. Yeah.
And remember Last
I guess you
Stand
could say EWC is like that too.
and then the EWC, like the same. Remember the before of 20, because I started only watching around end of 2016 to 2017, and then to 2018. They got rid of like two IEMs. They got rid of Rift Rivals because the player side said, "Oh, we're playing too many games," and then all of a sudden now, "Oh, we don't get enough international experience." What? So
but
fast forward
looking
7
back
years later.
now, like looking back now, as you say that, these players these days don't know what they want. Because remember, outside of the Riff Rivals thing, it was basically, we want our own server in NA, so we don't have to practice with like a bunch of scrubs. We could just get only
Right.
like challenger to, what's below challenger? I think it's master,
Grandmaster.
grandmaster. Yeah. And then Riot gave them their own server. It's like, okay, you don't want to get griefed and you get stream sniped. Here's your own server. Riot did it. They begged for this server, begged for it. Riot finally came and like, you know what? Here, have it. They complained, bitched about it, all, and they never played it. Like
Yeah.
now, looking back now, if I'm being honest here, man, I would not trust for a pro player. I'm not saying we can't trust what they say, but some things that they say just has to be taken with a huge grain of salt. Like, God, man, that was so stupid. It's like they begged for. They're like, well, the season, like you just said, they're like, oh, the season's too long. I'm
Too many.
tired.
I'm tired. Too many tournaments.
I,
But yeah,
I'm making so many millions of dollars.
because the thing is, Riot realized they lost so much money
Yeah,
with taking away Rift Rivals and taking away. Well, Rift Rivals started to go down a bit, right? I think what the
yeah,
problem was is that they started doing everything in the studio, and that's what started dumbing it down. Like,
yeah. The hype
eh,
factor. I know what you
yeah,
mean. Yep. Yeah.
yeah, and that's my thing. Like when you watch some of these ERL teams, like when they did that, I think I'm not sure if you saw the series where MKOI and MKOI had went up against G2 at their stadium and GiantX, and that thing
Oh, you
looked
want the roadshow?
packed.
Yep.
Yeah, they're packed because those are actual fans.
You know what's
So
crazy, dude? Is that
yeah,
we're gonna have the finals in a studio, but we're gonna have random weeks in the regular season in a giant stage. Isn't that crazy to
for
think about?
MSI.
No, for the LEC, like you just mentioned. Remember, we had the roadshow in the big crowds, and then for the finals, for like the splits, they're gonna have them in like the studio. Like, isn't that weird? You would think like, oh, you just do the roadshow for the final. You
Yeah,
know?
maybe they might. Hopefully, they change it.
Hopefully they change that. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awful. But like, I think it all depends on the org because you can't like make a stadium and then like if you made a Cloud9 stadium in Cali, is it gonna really fill up with all Cloud9 people? Like, I don't think so.
Maybe like 10 people show up.
Maybe 30 people, but like I don't know. But like you see a Karmine, like you saw like GiantX is not the best team, but that stadium was packed
They
out.
got a lot of fans. Yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of fans. Or to be fair, it was MKOI was there too, and they have a lot of fans too. But it shows that like, all the Spanish people aren't just geared towards one team. Like with the French
And
teams in the
Heretics too.
league. Oh, you're right. It's Heretics there too. Yeah. Damn, fuck. The whole league is Spanish and French people.
Yeah, yeah, mostly Spanish. Well, SK is like kind of considered German.
Yeah, because I was noticing this, like with French people, they've now just kind of put all their stocks in the Karmine Corp because, well, no one should have stock in Team Vitality because, well,
And
Team
BDS is
Vitality is.
French.
Yeah, but it feels like they never got rooted for the same way that Karmine Corp did. Like Karmine Corp has fans that love them. Well,
Oh
no
yeah,
one should like Vitality because, well, Vitality is dog shit,
dog
bad.
water. Pretty bad.
Team PDS came in way later than Team Vitality, and they made a finals. I've checked because you asked me to check Vitality's record a long time ago, but it wasn't like super solidified. I wanted some years to tally it up. They've had one first place finish through their entire organization's history in a regular season. They've never made a finals. They've never even won. They finished like, okay, they got to Worlds one year, second place, but that's because of championship points when Fnatic beat Schalke. Remember that? And
Right, right.
then outside of that, their org has just been terrible. Like, who's been managing their org this much time? They've tried every scenario ever, and it hasn't worked. And then now their founder wants to come out, and he's only been shown like twice in the LEC ever. He's like, well, if Mac and Pad don't whatever, they're gonna get fired. And it's like, okay,
I
where
don't
have
think
you
so.
been?
I don't think it's a Mac and Pat have proven to be champions. They won so much on Mad
Yeah,
Mines. So that's not a Mac and Pat thing. It's a you can't the thing is people gotta realize players you gotta find the right cohesion of players because like KC came in and they were bad. Remember when they
yeah,
came
they're
in with
bad.
their
Yeah, for the
when
first
they
year, they're bad. Yeah,
when they came with the EU Masters team, they thought they were gonna like at least break even, but they came in, they were bad, and it took but they kept making strides every split and they kept adding new players and taking out players and now look what they have. They have this like basically the new G2 in my opinion if they keep playing the way they're doing. So I think that it's good and I do see like I'm kind of disappointed in Giant X because I think they have a lot of potential. I think that top laner lot has a lot of potential.
I just
Um,
can't root for Isma. I think he's so bad. And he's so bad. They need an actual jungler. They get an actual jungler. I think their team can function. I can't believe that man failed on SK as hard as he did. And GX went, that's my guy. It's like, what? What?
well, he was in EM Masters and he was on the Carmine Core Blue team, which always
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Mhm.
so probably that's why they looked at it. And also, some people like look at Closer. I mean, it's I don't even know is Closer even still in the league?
No, remember he took a break for his mental health or
Oh
whatever. He
yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
take a
yeah,
step back. Yeah.
yeah. But
But
Closer's
even
he's
yeah,
been consistent.
yeah. It's
So
one of these things where some of the bottom teams like SK, they had arguably a horrible winter. I mean, it was the one with GenAx and Rahel and Isma and Luan. No, Loopy. Man, I was so sad. I was like, damn.
I was
Like
happy to see GenX back though, but
like that, and what's crazy is like Rogue even lost to them. Like, what did you feel about Rogue after they exit the LEC after this split? Because they looked yikes.
oh they wait, they're not in LEC anymore.
Yeah, they're gonna get replaced by Navi coming up in summer.
I'm not surprised. They always keep replacing and getting new sponsors. Um, I think Rogue. I think it's a combination of players thing. I don't think Adam fits Rogue's like play style, and I think Larson he needs to. He's Larson is doing a Bjergsen, like he's so loyal, but the thing is, where does Larson go, right? Like, who's he? Like, where does he go? Like, is he better
Yeah,
than like?
and he's ran it down so hard on Rogue. Like this past couple years he's been there, just been awful. Like he used to be really consistent, really good, kind of like a Bjergsen, just maybe slightly better, like mechanically. He was a
Right.
strong player for a while, and I was vouching. I was like, this is a strong player here. And then after 2022, he just started getting on his knees and just started throat goating the league. Like just started sucking dick. Like actually just started running it down. You saw that play he did in that TP on Talia? He started literally just. I was like, bruh, get out. Just get out. Get the whole team out. And then they wanted to bring, because in the off season they got Patrick and it was Execute and Adam and the jungler they had. Oh, Malrong, and people were like,
Mar-
"Oh, Rogue had a freaking good offseason." Like the hell they do. Getting Patrick is considered good. All right, that team's fucking going like
I,
10th.
Patrick to me is he's the Hakuho.
Oh, they're Hakuo. Yeah,
Oh,
jeez.
he's like Hakuo never made worlds, never was always a consistently pretty above
Average. Yeah.
average ADC to decent, right? But never. Same thing with Johnson. He's like average. So like I don't know. The only place I can see Larson going if they wanted to make a move is probably SK to start fresh or like a
I would
lower
say
team.
Larson needs to just go to it. Yeah, I would say if Larson wants to basically be on an org with no expectations, and you're just kind of like, hey, if you get this org to like playoffs or maybe a third place finish, like SK or any other
Or
bottom org
Vitality.
or Vitality, yeah. Because the thing with Larson is that he essentially tanked his own value and his career staying on Rogue, and he was revealed to be like what, the third
Like
highest paid
like
player in the
like
league.
in top
It was,
5
yeah, it was
consistently.
Caps, Humanoid, Larson, Irrelevant was a top 5 highest paid player. Irrelevant actually was a high
Yeah,
paid player, but
yeah.
BDS gave him the money. He proved himself in SK. We're like, okay, this guy should be on a better team. He got his chance to be on a better team, and good lord, did he
Again, it's a composition thing. I just don't think
yeah.
I think like I like the relevant. I just don't think I think irrelevant
I think it's
would be
113. 113 is just yikes.
he stopped emoting. I mean I mean he stopped I think irrelevant should have gone. I think irrelevant is probably better than Oscar.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think Irrelevant would fit what Fnatic would want out of
Want
a top
oh
laner. Yeah.
100%.
If,
100%.
dude, I've said on the show many seasons, I'm debating on not even calling Oscar a player. I don't think he's even a human being at this point. I don't even think he's playing League. He's playing something not League. That like, goddamn, I'll rage at Fnatic in a little bit, but it's just I
I
don't
mean,
know at this
Oscar
point.
is a better to me Oscar is a better impact.
Yeah,
For in EU standards, like
you mean to
he's
taking impacts in the ass? That's all he does.
cause like Oscar can play tanks. Oscar has his one or two carry chance, but he's never always the standout. It's always like either Upset or Razork or it's
Rainer, what's up,
Humanoid.
buddy?
Hey Raina, how you doing?
Says Fnatic crushes GX and then get crushed by KC. That is true. They got
That's not surprising though.
Yeah, and don't worry, we're gonna get to Fnatic in just one. I
Yeah,
just want to
yeah.
read your comments, Rainer. Also, top esports looked shitty. LPL looks weird this year. Like, if I'll be honest here, Korea should just kind of dog walk MSI. If an I'm not surprised if an LPL team does get to a final. They're pretty good at getting to finals, but no LTA team should be taking a game off an LCK team. You should be getting fisted in the ass.
I don't know about that, man. It's really about like we saw at the esports world that like that TL almost beat
You're right. Yeah.
T1
Yeah.
when they're pretty good. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
and we saw at Worlds that uh what was it last year that FlyQuest almost beat Gen G. They
That's
took
true.
up like it's not that NA can't compete. It's always been a mental thing, and
You think
I've
it's a
always
could be a clutch factor too. You know,
Clutch factor, mental thing, playing your own game, playing your champions. Like, so you really have to, when players say you have to take off the nameplates, you really need to, because that's the way you focus. But back to like,
there's so many ERL junglers who are far better than Isma. Honestly, if GX had someone like Yankos, they would be a little bit stronger of a team.
okay, but think about it, guys. He's, yes, there's better junglers, but he has experience and he's cheaper.
Yeah, and what you're saying is true. They're always going to go with cheaper and
He's
more
cheap.
efficient. They
He's
think like,
cheap.
oh, if he's
Yeah.
cheaper and you can just get the same thing out of this guy, why pay the guy that's worth more? Because that I understand from a business point of view. Rahel got out of SK jail to join an NA hell. Yeah, I even said this for Rahel. I think Rahel is actually a very good ADC. I think he's very talented. I mean, maybe Chaz was right. Maybe he didn't get enough offers and he was like, you know what, fuck it. This might be my only chance to
Yeah.
show people that I'm worth anything. Because if he doesn't take the offer and he doesn't get any offers after that, then he just doesn't play at all.
And if
But
he
if you go,
does good, he goes to a better team.
yeah, and then you go
NA.
to the LTA, and if he makes Disguise look good, well, he gets to play maybe for another year. You survive relegation. It's
I
I
mean,
understand it from a betting man's point of view. If you don't get any offers, this is the only one. This might be your only chance to play on a
and
stage ever again.
hot take, I would think that if he does well, he replaces Ven.
Well, I wish one would dream. You know.
But like, that's think that's why he's making the move, because he realized that like he could make that move. But we'll definitely see.
Oh, I know you
Uh,
guys haven't seen Warren in a while. He's converted to being God blessing the French. This man is now a Karmine Corp fan. God bless the
yeah,
French.
yeah, guys.
The actual good French org, not Vitality, which is a hell
I
of giddy fucking freak offs.
I was a consistent SK fan, but the org has just bottom
You saw a
feed.
winner split and you were like, I'm done. That split was so
Winner
bad.
split and this split. I still like GenX. I still like the org because they treat their players correctly, but I don't know what they have to do to be like like a a show that they're like getting better.
Yeah,
And
it's been
I like
years. Yeah.
Heretics now. I like Heretics
Yeah.
now. I think Heretics has potential, so I've been liking them, and Carmine Corps. But yeah, SK's on the
But
bottom feeder for me.
just even if you want to take Team Vitality and SK Gaming, aren't they essentially like the same? Like Vitality and SK are pretty much like borderline the same. Both are always doing very, very
Well,
bad consistently,
I
and
think
there's no upside, like
I
you
think the
said.
I think the Vitality team that had upset. Well, Vitality had a super team, didn't work. Then
Yeah.
Vitality had a good split with Photon upset and, well,
Oh, it was Bo. Remember Bo? Holy
Bo,
shit.
the
Yeah.
Bo, like Bo. So like there's a lot of things. I don't know what these orgs. It's all about how you construct the. Like I said, it's all about constructing teams. That's the way of the future.
Yeah.
So
Larson can be a top mid laner again. Join LTL South. Look at Trimby. You know it's true. Anyone could look good in Brazil. Fucking hell. The only thing good about Brazil that they showed me this year with with that horrible merger was that lady. There's this lady that's the interviewer. She looks pretty darn good. But other than that, yeah, Brazil is trash. Oh my god. Don't man, Hakuho. Holy crap. Hakuho and Apollo. Jeez, man. It's been ages I heard those names. Larson just joined Trimby on Vivo Keystars. I'd rather have Lord Morgan. Morgan is yikes. Oh my god, I fucking hate that guy. Not gonna lie, Loki exceeded my expectations for C9. Loki's hit or miss for me. He has games that look very good, but he also has games where he just kind of is invisible. And I love C9. I'll always love C9, but Loki's he's hit or miss. But if he can just find a consistent lane, I think he'll be fine, honestly. Let's see. If Rahel joins Cloud9, it's bye-bye to either Thanatos or Loki. Yeah, because they're using up the import slots, But then again, I'd argue they should get rid of maybe Vulcan or Blabber, but Blabber's not getting rid of anytime soon.
no, Blabber's not going in. He's the
He's
Bjergsen
just
of.
gonna there forever.
Yeah, he. I mean, like, well, I mean, he's always been consistent, so you can't. Well, are you gonna get like who are you gonna get
Yeah.
better? That's the thing.
Hey man, we could always get Isma.
Yeah, okay. Then might as well get closer back then.
Might as well just have Niski roll up the jungle, come back to Cloud9. We saw him play support on Vitality. That was tragic. That was bad. And it was crazy. Is the LEC's level is so bad, their team actually almost made playoffs. They just needed to win one tiebreaker. They were winning the tiebreaker game, and then they threw it. I don't get it. Like the fact that Niski role swap to a support player looked like he was fucking some gold 5 support and almost got playoffs with Vitality is ridiculous. Also, well, we'll talk about Fnatic because I know Fnatic basically did their yearly thing of, you know, getting on their knees and on the throat all the time. I mean, what have we? I'll just say here because we've said everything that we've needed to say about Fnatic for many years. I mean, ever since 2022, they've had Razork and Humanoid because they didn't have Razork in 2021. That was a Whipple jungle, and then before that it was self-made. So they've had Razork and Humanoid as a mid jungle duo since what 2022, 3, 4, maybe the rest of this year. So that's gonna be 4 years, 4 full years of these two. Just no titles, Worlds appearances.
Second place finishes.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Oscar Renan, we'll start with him because you talked about him first. Oscar Renan's just kind of like a nickel. They spend so much they spend so much of their money on their roster. They're like, who can we get for a nickel? Oh, he's a nickel, and he is bad. Oscar Renan is not good. Like he's just.
But the thing is, like, do you want? You already got okay. Think. Well, let's look at it from a dynamic. Are you gonna put like you need to put like a guy in that's gonna like basically not.
The person you said earlier would have been good. I forgot the
Irrelevant?
person at EU. Irrelevant is. I mean,
Yeah,
if going off like if you think this player can work in this environment better,
yeah,
he
like
would be better.
because remember you got egos clashing, you got people gonna like how many times we've heard upset call out people and humanoids say stuff or Razork. So
I mean,
I think
Vitality managed to find Nako. I mean, there has to be some decent talent out
yeah,
there.
there's talent out there, but like
Yeah. I don't think they scouted. I think he was the cheapest option that they had in the ERLs, and they were like, you know what, fuck it. Let's
I think
see
he's
what we can do.
regressed. I think he's regressed a
Yeah.
lot.
Because he's shown like Razork when he was yelling at him last year when they went to MSI in the video, he was like, you do when you're ahead, you do all these things, but when you're behind, you don't. Like he's shown like some good games at some points, but this guy is just gonna always be a liability in the top lane, if we're being completely honest here. Razork, what's crazy with Razork is he could look like the best jungler in Europe. He could look like it. He could straight up just win you games. Then this split in particular, this spring split one for 2025 LEC, he just didn't look that good. This was probably one of his first bad looking splits in quite some time. But Oscar Renan's been a playoff choker. I mean, ever since he came into the league, honestly. Remember when he was on Misfits, when he was with Vander originally? Yeah, he failed in playoffs then. He's failed in actually every single playoffs of every team he's ever been on. But he's so good mechanically, you're just like, okay, why can't he not trip over and win a title? It's because
well, no, go ahead. I want you to
you're fine.
finish. Oh, I think it's because he can't join G2 because they don't they can't afford him and they have to pay caps and they have to play Broken Blade. So because I'm assuming he would want to have gone to G2. He can't go to Koi because they got Ilioyo, who's been a proven player. So like he's kind of stuck at Fnatic unless he says, "Okay, I'm done," and I join. Like to me, if Razork went on GX, that's a really good team actually.
Yeah.
100%. They probably like. I think Lot's good. I think Jackie's is going to be a great great mid lane if he just gets away from the assassins and can add some mages. I think Noah fits them well because he's kind of. I just want to ADC. Everybody, I'll wait till the late game and I'll whatever. So Razork would be perfect for that team. Plus, he's played with Noah. So but again, when you're on Fnatic, just like, okay, yeah, we don't win a championship, but I have Fnatic. Like, you're still like, oh, it's Fnatic. It's still
I know what
known.
you're
Like,
saying.
if
Yeah.
you go to China, if you go to NA, if you go to any country, it's Fnatic. So
Yeah.
that's kind of hard for him. I don't know what he does. I think this is me personally. Might call me Prophet Warren. I think this is his last.
Oh no.
This
Bring it
is
back to good olds.
this is his last split with them. I don't think he can because he wants a championship really badly.
Yeah, and you know what's weird with Razork is there's some splits where he's the best player on their team, and you would think like, okay, if a player's playing this good, they should be able to win a trophy, right? But then if he isn't playing good, like he wasn't playing really that well this entirety of the spring split, then their team just kind of only has to rely on upset because Razork has been a player where he has all the upside early game, but then late game he just can't make good decisions. He gets caught out constantly. Like he has solo lost them many important playoff games to get to the next round. Like that Volley Bear game he had against Karmine Corp, game 5 last split. Oh my god, man was just getting on his knees and just taking it up the ass. And then Humanoid, I hate that guy. The fucking hell. This guy just it's so sad seeing what I seen in him originally when he was in Splice versus
Oh,
now.
and Mad Lions, man, remember he won a lot of
Right?
championships with Mad
Yeah.
Lions.
Back to he was on Splice, he was in Mad Lions. He was, and then what I feel like he did was that he only played that exceptionally well just to get a big offer and a big contract from a bigger org, or as you say, more storied org. Then just he sits there, runs it down. He doesn't participate in team fights. The only champion he looks like an actual human on
This is
is
there.
Aurelion Sol and Azir. If he's not playing Azir or Aurelion Sol, this man is like a fucking turtle. Just does nothing. Literally sits there. Watch that way game he played where he's ahead in the game and he just sits there and just only goes mid and just gets caught out constantly. He is just a griefing inter. He doesn't participate. He lanes okay. That's like the best thing he has about himself is that he lanes very decent, but he'll still give up solo kills constantly. Like I'll be honest, the only reason why their team is as bad as it is because Razork and Humanoid, they have no synergy. They don't complement each other very well. One player is focused on doing well early game. One is focused on getting on their knees and sucking dick. And that's pretty much, you can't win
I,
with that and Oscar.
I
It's
mean,
impossible.
they had a good regular split. I think they finished what, first or second.
Yeah, that's the crazy part is even if you minus upset and MKOI and you talk about Jun and Noah when they had them, they would always finish like first to third. They're usually nothing out of fourth
Fourth,
place,
right?
usually.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
And it's never like translating in playoffs. Like they'll get to finals, like you said, but then they'll lose to G2. Or there's splits like the Rogue one back in the day when Razor first came in, where they should have beaten Rogue. They should have maybe had a chance to win a title then. They don't. Like I don't know what you do at this point because you know how the community kept saying, "Oh, it's the coach's fault. It's the coach's fault." I watch Fnatic's content. I know it's not the coaches. They're trying everything they can. These guys are just retards. They're actually Razork and Humanoid are having retard offs in the mid lane constantly, and like no coach you can bring into it. They brought in Grabs, successful on G2. They brought in Duffman, who's been successful on G2. They had Freeze. Freeze got them better results than Grabs has. Freeze got them season finals, worlds. They're like, okay, Freeze is or his brother, not Freeze. Fucking hell. Nightshare. Nightshare is his brother. Oh, we'll just have Nightshare. Coaching is not the problem. They're like, oh, we'll just get rid of Dardo.
I
Dardo's
mean,
gone. They're still sucking ass.
Me and Rainer brought up a good point. It's like since Caps is gone, they have not won a championship.
Yes, ever since it became the LEC, they've never won a title in the LEC era. If you want to count the EULCS ones, people do it for G2. I think it's rare for Fnatic to count them. So it's like you have to change players. I mean, they keep last year, they're like, we'll bring in a performance coach. That doesn't help anything. Fnatic, listen to me. No more coaching changes. You solve that. It's players, okay? Upset came over. I mean, you could
I
debate if
mean, he
Upset
played.
or Kana are the
I mean,
MVPs,
I mean,
you know?
upset.
You probably had Kana as your MVP, didn't you?
I would definitely play
He
Kai.
played very well.
He's played very well.
You know what's crazy? He
But
literally
upset
ran it
too.
down last year. When he first joined Karmine Corp, he just stood there as Jason just farmed. He's like, okay, I'm gonna play League again. All right.
I mean, upset had a. I mean, Kalis said that he thinks upset is a very good. Upset's been playing good. I don't. I think it's.
You've always not liked this. I remember you were like, I think this guy's a huge fraud. I remember.
Oh,
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's not that he's a fraud. He like they are. It's not that they're frauds. It's that they're lacking that like grit. You know what? Like Caps. Even when Caps is losing, he still refuses to lose.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know what
I
I
know what you
mean?
mean. Yeah.
I don't know, and that's not something you can teach a player. They just have to. They have to have it in that team environment, and even in like, for instance, like if that was G2 2-0, they would have won at least
It's
one
least
game.
a game. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Or,
Mhm.
like they just felt like they felt so surprised that they went down 2-0 that when did you ever see a humanoid play Yone?
Every game he's played it, he's completely ran it down. When he picked Yone, I was like, this guy's running it down. This guy's just trash.
I'm like, this game's over. Like, I don't
To be
consider
fair, you
human.
could argue any champion he plays, he runs it down on. That's fucking any
Nah,
champion
I
minus
mean,
the Zero and Aurelion Soul. I mean, even when he played Wei, every champion he plays the same. He just kind of goes in mid lane, farms, barely participates in team fights, then he just perma pushes.
I
That's
guess you
probably the team too.
bring back Certus then.
Oh, what a name! I don't know why he got thrown out of the league. Was a fine mid laner. I don't know why he never got a chance again. But upset had an MVP level split. You could argue if him or Connor deserved it. Doesn't matter. Flip a coin. Either of them deserved it. Upset played. I don't even fault him anymore. If you're playing that well and your team can't help you, there are team fights he does run away too soon. That is agreeable. But people don't understand this. If you play ADC, you can't just go in fucking front line. That's not how an ADC plays. It's just literally not how you play the role. Fnatic thought bringing over Mickey X would be an upgrade over Jun. Has he been an upgrade over Jun? In some cases maybe, but it's not. They've taken stuff from G2, previous coaching staff from G2, previous support player from G2. I mean, people were literally calling Mickey X the best player in the LEC at one point. It's not Mickey. It's not your coaching staff. It's literally Razork and Humanoid having retard offs in mid lane. They are bad. It's at this point where I don't know why people are surprised at the results. I knew they wouldn't do well in playoffs. I predicted them to beat G2 because I was like, okay, like Warren said, good regular season. G2 were looking a little bit worse than them. I was like, okay, I'll pick Fnatic this time. And as soon as they lost to G2, I was like, I'm never picking them ever again. If they have this roster, they're not going to win. What's the difference, Summer? Because on Twitter, they were like, okay, well, it'll be different. What's going to be different this time? This is starting to sound like Vitality every year. What is going to change?
No, they're not. Come on, that's
okay.
They're not.
They're a little crazy there.
Okay,
but no, I'm saying like, what is going to change in summer? They like you said, change some players. You have to. They can't change coaching staff anymore. They did it like what other coach can they get? What coach? Do you need them? The girls that give you happy endings. Do you need those? Ones that put their hand up your ass and the Asian massage parlor, the Ching Chong Wongs.
I mean, the thing is, I'm trying to really. I think Razork needs to leave to have a fresh start. I think you replace Humanoid. I think you have to blow up the roster. I think that's what's gonna happen. I think you keep Upset and Mickey, and you lose. You're gonna lose 3 players. That's what's gonna happen.
Because Upset didn't want to play with them. Come on, the reason why Upset sat out 2023 spring, before we went to Karmine Corp, was that he didn't want to play with these two. Yeah, it's sad he has to go back and play with these guys. Like Humanoid is just a filthy inter. Like at this point, it's debatable why he gets paid this much money. Like I heard rumors they try to get rid of him, but his contract's so much money that it's just you might as well just pay him out of it and let it run out and go to another player.
Yeah, that's why I have a feeling Humanoid is probably going to get picked up by another team, and
if he does, that team is going to be in for a world of bullshit.
I mean,
could you imagine? Or you could look at it like this: what other team would take him? Because these guys talk behind the scenes. There has to be stories about Humanoid. What other team would take him though?
Probably, I would say
Karmine Corp's not doing it. G2's not doing it. He's not going to Koi.
Heretics ain't doing it because their roster is young and they're getting
better.
So maybe SK. SK is the only team that's like where players could. I mean, that's a retirement home now. So no offense, but
no, they spend money on the one good player and then the rest get pennies. That's just how it works in League, actually.
Yep. So.
Rainer says Fnatic should kick the entire top of the trio. Yeah, you have to do it. Even keeping one of them keeps the same play style. Yeah, I agree. Keep Upset and Mickey X. Buy out Irrelevant and Shio from BDS and Team Heretics, respectively. Then sign an import mid. Irrelevant, Shio, import mid, Upset Mickey X is nice. Yeah, I don't know if Irrelevant will get another chance after his kind of poor level of gameplay on BDS. And I'm not saying he deserves that. I'm just saying, like,
you're gonna look bad when your team plays bad.
No, and I'm not blaming him. What I'm blaming is like people only see it from the player's point of view, and we know how the LEC is sometimes. Like players get thrown out after having one bad split, and that could be like the end of your career. I hope not. I hope he could get another team and prove it again. It's so crazy to me that they've ran this roster now at this point going on 4 years. It's insane. It's actually mental delusion. If I showed you guys the level of tweets, like their fans have given up on them. If you're a Fnatic fan, I'm not saying you stop being a Fnatic fan. You've probably been a Fnatic fan your entire life. That's fine. I'm a lifelong fan of the teams that I support, you know? But you got to be honest with
Me
some of
too.
these teams, you know? Like if you can't criticize your team when you know they're blatantly shitting the bed, I don't even know how could you really look at anything objectively. It's like girls nowadays when girls will literally be like, oh my goodness, if I sleep with like 1,000 guys, Bonnie Blue, that fucking horse slut bag, then I'll deserve like a good guy to marry me. And it's like, no, you don't. You actually deserve nothing, essentially, if you're asking me. But I don't know what else you can do. I don't know what's going to be so much different in summer. Grabs said the tone's going to change. What tone's going to change? To change the
They
tone of the
might.
team, you would need to
They
change players.
What if they make it? They might make a roster move in this. Remember, because
They,
this is halfway through now, so they could
they could.
they could
They could just
potentially
bench Humanoid, like you said, and pay his contract out. Let him sit on the bench. You know,
bring up somebody from from the
anyone, honestly. Like, oh, to be honest, I won't say anyone. Bring up someone that does have some talent. Don't bring up some rookie because you need to save a season. Bring up someone that actually is going to be a player that you could theoretically invest into for some years. But I just think at this point, if you're Fnatic, you're going to be in Karmine Corp and G2 Shadow. I did notice something that Targamas said, or not Targamas, it was Kalist, where Kalist basically said they want to build a new dynasty with them in G2. And it's like, yeah, they didn't mention Fnatic in that. He didn't mention Fnatic that at all because Fnatic has been arguably nothing, honestly. And then you go on Twitter and then they're fucking just saying thank you again. Thank you. Hey, yeah, sorry. We're sorry. Yeah, we just kind of, it's crazy. They've actually finished worse this year with grabs than they did with Nightshare. With Nightshare, they at least made like Warren said, finals. They had
maybe
some.
finals twice.
They made worlds a few times. They had season finals. With grabs, they finished like fourth. They finished third last split. And then this split, they finished fourth. They're literally regressing at this point. This is actual regression.
Wait, did they lose in the finals to Karmine Corp?
They lost to Karmine Corp, and Karmine Corp faced G2, remember? So Fnatic would have gotten third because Fnatic beat KOI.
Right.
So I'm not saying it's Grab's fault. I'm not, but it's weird how Fnatic blamed Nightshare for their problems when it was literally like he did the best he can. And he came in after that split where they hadn't made playoffs for the first time ever, kind of got them to work with what they had.
I think Fnatic fans have to realize that I think Fnatic is just a world's team.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah.
I mean, because they haven't been. When's the last time they've been to an MSI? What, 2019?
No, they went. Did they go last year?
No.
I think they went last year. Yeah,
no.
they faced they went to UWC. They lost to Gen G, and then they lost to Team Liquid, remember? They've been to two. They were at 2018 and they were at 2024s. That was only because they allowed two teams, though. Now they allow two teams, but they won't be making MSI this year.
Yeah, see that look, they just look at the post. If you read this first sentence, we had our heart set on qualifying. not we want to win a championship. Not like that's a telltale sign. You should be like, we if you were going to be very like, wording is really important. You'd be like, we wanted to bring the fans a championship and also make MSI. Qualifying for MSI, you guys have a roster that's better than just qualifying.
Yeah. This was the Fnatic tweet after they lost to Karmine Corp 0-3. And that's crazy because you think like that should be a 5-game banger series like it was in winter. So in winter, they brought them to 5 games, and now they're getting 3-0'd. All right. Fucking hell. We had our heart set on qualifying for MSI, but unfortunately, we couldn't see it through. A huge thank you to all of our fans for supporting our spring split journey, the coaching and backroom staff for their unwavering dedication, and to our players for giving it everything they had. We'll be back again for summer, and all focus will go onto Worlds qualification. Yeah, not winning a split, right? You should be expected to go to Worlds. You're fucking Fnatic. That shouldn't even be like a question at this point. You know, you should be going to Worlds because you're contending to win the title to be the summer's winner, and then going to Worlds as potentially the first seed. But no, at this point. And then G2 League of Legends, 100% of text is likely AI generated. Damn, fuck. Good damn. Express said every split, same story. This org needs to be disbanded ASAP. Every Fnatic fan heard it already like 20 times when you joined LEC. Thank you for supporting. But hey, we choked in playoffs again. Please support us in the next split. Disgusting. Rogue says next one. This is an org literally out of the LEC. They won a split finally after choking finals themselves. Got to Worlds, then became Koi, then became back to Rogue, and then started sucking dick. At this point, I don't care about Worlds. Just give some rookies the chance. I don't know what Huma and Razork are doing. Sorry, I don't know what Huma and Razor are doing. I don't know. Yanko's Vetio or build roster around Mickey X. I mean, Vetio's bad. I don't like Vet. I don't think Vetio's that good at all, honestly.
I mean, he looked good on MSF, so that 1 year.
Brother, he was playing on Vitality last. No, nothing counts on Vitality.
He was on Excel, remember?
It's true. Yeah, nothing counts on Vitality in anything. If you're on Vitality, I'm taking points off your fucking career. Honestly, we don't care about your thanks. We want explanations, apologies, and actions for the summer. We have been patient enough with the crap we have been served for seasons. And then you know what the Fnatic roster did? So yes, that series they have called Legends and Butt Fucking. There was an episode of that, and one of the comments was like, why do we have this girl here? And then that girl that's apparently their like team manager or something like that, player manager, was complaining on Twitter. And then Sam was like, well, this girl is super important to us and blah blah blah. And it's like, he never even explained why she was important. Why? They also lost their longtime content creator, video guy Pete. You guys know that guy who's been a Fnatic forever. He's gone. I don't know at this point. I mean, this roster should be doing better. I mean, every single year it's supposed to be potentially winning trophy. Now we're not even getting that. Now we're just getting fourth. Now we're just aggressive.
You're not even making the finals. Like they should have been qualifying for MSI.
Oh, God.
Now it's either going to be Koi, which could upset, no pun intended, KC, because they did beat KC the first time. I mean, no, I agree, Rain. I think Team Heretics is going to become the new Fnatic because they have a big following.
I will say this. Looking at the matches to preview. Oh, yeah, we have that. Yeah, might as well preview the matches here. I mean, there's only 3 left. It's going to be Karmine Corp versus MKOI, and whoever wins that faces G2 in the finals. That's essentially it. Let me bring up LEC. Yeah, it's just the games. It should be, it's 2 playoffs. Oh my God, take off LTA. No one wants to fucking watch that trash. I sadly still do because my fucking brain is fried.
I like Chipotle.
God, I hate my life sometimes. Here we go. Yep, these are the final matches for the LEC 2025 Spring Split. MKOI versus Karmine Corp. Whoever wins that faces G2. Koi did get the better of Karmine Corp the last time they played. Yeah, I'll say this. After Karmine Corp lost to them, they looked way better, honestly. Maybe that loss woke them up, and they were like, okay, we can't just kind of dog walk the league. We need to wake up, because the Yike, compared to when he played against fucking MKOI the first time versus now, he had his worst series against them before. Now he looks really, really good again. Like, Karmine Corp is, there's a strong team. I mean, I still don't have that much faith in Targamas, as people know here, but whatever, he's going to be here. So I think Karmine Corp beats MKOI this time around. After watching G2 crush them, there's just no way I believe Karmine Corp can win. If Karmine Corp win it all, fucking hell.
I think it's going to be a 5-game series. And also, I don't know if you mentioned, but whoever wins this gets the second spot at MSI.
Yeah, so you have MSI qualifications here. I think Karmine Corp, if you want to have Europe have any shot at, well, they have no shot, but if you want them to have maybe a shot of doing something, you'd want to send Karmine Corp. Imagine sending Koi and having them face off against any LPL LCK team. That would be just.
I don't know. I mean, Koi's been ramped. Listen, the fact that in NA, I'm not saying Koi's the best team. I'm not delusional, guys.
Yet.
what I'm about to say is the fact that a EU org took a risk on an NA player is already uh is like
I like the
not
gamble. Yeah.
it's unheard of and a gamble. So and he's actually panning out better this second
Yeah.
part of the years. So I mean, who knows? That might be a future for NA players, but we'll see.
So what are you saying? Karmine Corp
I
3-2?
I think yeah, I think it's gonna be a fight because I think Mirren's gonna come out with some weird picks for Kana. I think that's their ace, and then I think if Super can stay, it's gonna be even, but it's gonna come down to whether JoJo plays good. If Vladdy plays better than JoJo and JoJo doesn't hold up his, then it's gonna be a 3-1.
Yeah, if Kana has one of its pop-off series, I think Merwin's just going home and eating KFC for vacation. Like, also, yeah, I just don't see a world they get the better of them again. I'll say Karmine Corp win 3-1. Honestly, I don't think their team is going to be able to do it this time around. All right, and so let's preview it this way. So we're saying Karmine Corp get to the finals against G2. So if Karmine Corp faces G2, who do you have winning this one? Because that would be pretty hype.
Carmine Corp, easy. I
You
don't
think
think.
they win 2 splits in a row this weekend?
Yeah,
Okay.
uh, mm, depends. If they don't answer the double 80 carry, because I see that G2's been going back to that.
Yeah.
Um, that might be, and also it depends on who Yike is going to give. But if he gives, I think the key for Carmine Corp to beat G2's they got to shut down Broken Blade. Not because Caps is always going to do what he is, but if you shut down Broken Blade, Hansama is not always reliable, but Broken Blade is always reliable. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
I
after
was
the
going to
guy.
say Caps. I love Caps, and I think Caps is very good, but there's been times this year where if you shut him down hard enough, he just struggles to come back in the game, you know?
Yeah, I
Like, I
mean,
feel like if they have a draft where they give Skewmon Mundo all these like weird shit that he's specifically asking for, because it's not always the coaches that give him this shit. It's always like players having an input, like, okay, I want to play this. G2's drafting has been very suspect in some matches where they've thrown a lot of games. I don't know if Karmine Corp go back to back, that's good for just Europe as a whole, because then it just shows like, okay, G2 just can't win everything. I don't know, man. Fuck. I don't think MKOI is getting there. I think they're losing to Karmine Corp. Fucking hell.
you
Uh,
want Carmine Corp to win because you know that the stadiums and attention is they're gonna have people tuning into the games, and it's good publicity for them as well.
my boy
But
Caps is not losing to this French org again. Never.
I mean, Caps. I don't know if you saw, but Caps got his contract extended to 2027. So uh,
Yeah. There. Keep in mind, if you understand this, I love G2, but damn, Caps is G2 at this point. I mean, if he's gone and they had Humanoid, we'd be the same shit we say about Fnatic, we'd be saying about G2.
basically,
Uh, fucking hell. Damn. As a betting, I'll say Karmine Corp go back to back. I still don't trust this Skewmon roster with Lebrov. And I'm a G2 fan, but I have a feeling Lebrov is gonna do some fucking circus level inting in the series like it did the last time around. I have
I
a
mean,
feeling.
Lebrov has showed that him and Adam were key parts of BDS. I think.
Yeah. So that's it. I think Karmine Corp and G2 esports are going. Before we head out of here, just about a few minutes, what did you think about the LCS CB LOL merger when they called it the LTAs?
I think it's okay. I think the thing is they need to. The problem with Weird is that you can't have the region over here to play because then you get
Yeah.
more publicity. It's like, and you can't do like LAN because of their connections. So they need to figure out something to have them here.
Yep.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's good for the league. It improves their region if they play better. So I don't have any issues with it. I think they did a better job this time around than they did last year, though.
Yeah, I feel like it's been kind of dead when they've called it the LTA, honestly. Like, feels like there's no role. hype around it. I mean, the content's been better. The only thing I will say about it is that the content's been a little bit better. Like pros is pretty solid. Like the dive is still okay. Like remember when they changed Euphoria to just be basically like bi-weekly?
Yeah.
I and then they added play like I don't understand this. We've had pro players run the show back in the day. Like having pro players is fun sometimes because you think, oh, they're good at the game. We'll be able to have a great conversation about how to lane and macro and all that stuff. I'll say this right now. After interviewing some pro players, after finally doing it, it didn't. It's like that thing you want so bad, and then when it finally happens, you get it. You're like, I don't think this is as good as I initially envisioned. You know, so like them bringing on certain players can work because they can talk. Like if you bring on Upset on, well, he can talk. Like Mickey X talks. But if you bring on some players like Yikes, he can talk a little bit, but you need to. I liked it the way they had before. I don't know why they changed it. You know.
I don't I've honestly I never ever this is gonna sound terrible. I've never listened to one episode of Euphoria.
Really? So what's the
Never.
shows you typically watch for like League of Legends talk shows, or you stopped essentially?
I get clips of you when I peek on on Twitter here and there, or the post game lobby. That's that's about it.
Literally post game lobby and the analyst desk. That's it.
That's it.
Damn.
I told you, man. It's not. Hey, you guys. I listen. I even stopped. I quit League. I haven't even played rank. I'm tired of that. I was getting stressed out playing that game, like bashing my keyboard. I'm like, I'm done.
Just play normals and have some fun, man.
I play Marvel Rivals now, so I don't play no
So
League.
you just watch League competitively. You don't play the game as much anymore.
Don't like I was playing a game the other night and my teammate was running it down and I even typed in the chat, well, it's time to join the marathon. You're getting ready for the Olympics. Let's see. Like I'm not even getting upset. I'm laughing in my game.
Or do what Execute did. Remember before he got banned for one game. What's so shit about Rogue is Execute told someone to KYS and Rogue were like, we take these fucking blah 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 so seriously. We're gonna
Yeah.
suspend him for one game. It's like,
You
Rogue,
got
you're
the
out.
feather you got the Feather Warriors and then it doesn't look good on the org and it is I get it. He could have said anything else. He could have said like, be I used to tell people, "Hey, pretend you're Superman and fly." That's what that's it's the same thing. I'm
I
like,
always told people, hey, find a window and sprint out of it. That's what I
yeah.
always do. Fucking hell, man. And no, you know what's crazy with League? That's why I stopped playing rank too, is because if you lost and your teammate literally always ran it down on you, you're the one that gets blamed for that because your rank suffers because of that. I had a guy literally pick Nunu top with clarity back when it was clarity. You could pick that and fucking ignite, and he went 0-10. Or another guy, another game, picked Jace jungle with fucking hell exhaust and TP
Dark
with
Tech.
jungle.
Dark Tech. What are you talking about?
He didn't even have smite.
It's Dark Tech.
And then he yelled at me. Oh,
Yeah.
what did I do? People are cringy weirdos in
No,
rank. I ain't
it's
playing rank anymore.
innovative.
Fuck that.
It's innovative.
The new meta of DOS, TP, and jungle. Holy shit. It's a
It's
different
innovative.
level right there.
It's
Oh,
innovative.
before we go, last thing I want to ask you, because we'll probably
Yeah.
talk about it next week anyway.
Yeah, no
Oh,
problem.
the Indiana Fever, because I know you were talking about the WNBA last year, because you were talking about Caitlin Clark, you and my
Yeah.
friend James, and I was like, okay, you guys said she's good. I'll watch. I know the WNBA existed. I just never cared for because, well,
Right.
reasons, obviously. I watched her. She was very good. And she's the only reason why I watch any of their games. She's gonna be out for 2 weeks, as you know, because of the whole hamstring thing. Have you noticed the way that the black girls treat her? It's bad, man.
It's bad. It's 50-50. There's like some black players that recognize that she's good, and then you have the some that it's like not 50-50. It's more like 70-30. It's like 70% are like upset and then 30%. But like to me, at the end of the day, I don't hey, I'm sorry to all the ladies that are watching it, but nobody cares about the WNBA. That's not me being rude. That's not me being mean. It doesn't make money. That's the problem. And any sort of suggestion that has been given out, you guys take it the wrong way. That and this like they had the Atlanta Fever, not Fever, the Atlanta somethings Hawks or not Hawks something. They said had on their logo on the court. Pay respect to women on their court. Like who wants to see that? Watching a game where you see someone running and No, who cares? Just play basketball. That's all like. I'm not kidding, MSK. College women's basketball is far better than the WNBA.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
League and bounds. So the problem is that the players are just too entitled. It's like you're getting paid 80 grand a year to play basketball. Why? And it's only like 20, 30 games you're playing. Really? Play basketball? How many people can say I wake up, oh, guess what? I'm gonna play some basketball and make a paycheck and then I'm
Yeah.
done.
And Angel Reese is like, I'm gonna go on strike and do what? That bitch ain't got it. If
She's
she quits
terrible.
basketball, she's gonna go
She's
work at Starbucks and serve me my coffee. Because what does she have in life outside of this?
like think
Nothing.
about, and I'll end on this. Think about this. Caitlin Clark has gotten sponsorships from and Nike and
Yeah.
the plane. Angel Reese last year I think got the Angel Reese burger from McDonald's. You can look it up. You can look. It looked disgusting. It looks
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
disgusting.
You're talking about the Angel Reese special. I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
burger was trash. That
like
sauce tasted like booty hole.
like
Not gonna lie,
think
it's bad.
think about it. Caitlin
That
Clark.
sauce was worse than the sauce that they serve on the nuggets.
Do you think Clayton Clark would do a McDonald's commercial? McDonald's, if she's gonna do something, it's probably gonna be like, I don't know, like Shake
Did you see
Shack
that
or
thing
something.
where she fouled Angel Reese and then Angel Reese tried to fight her and she just basically said,
I
talk
mean,
to the hand?
and she flopped a little bit. It wasn't a dirty play. She just she didn't want her to get a free point, and her teammate had got a foul. It's
Yeah,
whatever. They're being competitive. I didn't think it was white, black, or anything. It's
me
whatever.
neither. Yeah.
But yeah,
It
that's what I think.
it's just crazy that the only way the WNBA can even garner ratings is just race baiting on Twitter. Like on Twitter, they'll be like, "Well, we're gonna investigate the racist remarks said to Angel Reese after the Indiana Fever game." It's like people booed. People boo. Yeah, it happens in sports, guys. People boo the enemy team. That's just what happens. If she's crying because people booed her, well, she can go fuck herself. That's or get out or go work at fucking Walmart and start stocking shelves. Because you know me, I need my fucking TV dinner stocked in the freezers.
Um, but hey, man, I gotta say, it's been a while. I really enjoyed the
Yeah,
chat.
we'll do it next week when we cover the finals.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. Chat. You guys have been great. Yeah. Just
Anything you want to say before we head out? Anything you want to let people know that you're working on? Do you have like YouTube? Are gonna do anything, or you just
no YouTube anything. Oh, right now I'm been grinding. I really enjoy Marvel Rivals. Been grinding at it. So if
okay?
I get my thing is if I get diamond, I was telling my friend in Discord, I may start doing like some guides here and there because I really like the game. I like Marvel, so
Mhm.
that's a possible thing. And I'm still watching League. I'm still I do sometimes I get invited to a show here and there with some people still about like because we got Ironheart coming out this
She
week.
wants to be iconic, man.
She doesn't look good. I'd give it to her, that's for sure. Anyway, yeah, that's all that's going on. Work stuff, life. So that's all I gotta say.
Are you married now?
No, no, sadly.
Yeah. Then again, what about that girl you had that was sitting on your face?
You mean you mean from X Hamster? Yeah, sure.
Ex hamster, what a throwback! I haven't heard that shit in forever. I'm over at X videos fan myself.
Yeah, X Hamster.
Pull a Norman Osborn from
Oh,
Spider-Man 1. I'm something of an X video man myself.
oh yeah.
Shit. God. Oh no. Because I remember you were laughing at John Walker's shield getting crushed in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
Remember a
yeah.
Sentry in Thunderbolts took his shield and folded it like a frisbee?
Yeah, I laughed. I thought that was a good movie too, and I was excited because I'm a Thunderbolts fan.
Yeah.
So
It's a
I
fun
was,
movie. Yeah, it was better than a lot of stuff they released recently, which was fine. That was good.
yeah, yeah. So,
Man, I
and we
would put
got,
my tongue up Yelena's ass. Like, fuck, man.
and with that,
Yeah. Oh, so,
yeah.
thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. Sorry about not having the show with me and Labs Comic Fan today. He got injured really bad. He fell and he hurt his back. So
Oh,
yeah, he's 50. So I just want to let you guys know what happened. So essentially, he said, I didn't break my leg, it's my back. The bones are hitting my sciatic nerve, which runs from your back down your leg. That's where the leg pain is coming from. I'm on a bunch of muscle relaxers and painkillers. He had a really nasty fall. So Lap's going to be out for a couple weeks. Let's just say that.
I hope he gets better.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he gets better. You know, Society Reviews just, the black guy, his mom passed away a few weeks ago. Like,
Oh, wow.
man, everyone's getting hurt. What the fuck's wrong with you guys? You guys got to take care of yourself. But tomorrow, I'll have the show with me and Savage Dad, and then at the panel show, and then content throughout the rest of the week. So, yeah, it was good seeing Warren again. We'll cover the LEC 2025 Spring Split Finals next week, and we'll see you guys later.
Yeah, I don't mind coming for MSI if you want me for MSI.
Yeah, anytime, man. Yeah. So, we'll see